Hey, welcome. Now, I've had this conversation a few times and it always comes up at this time of the year. Is the cold and flu season just simply self inflicted? And what we mean by that is that are the things we're doing to ourselves actually causing us to get sick? Because this time of year hits and we always find that people are getting sick. And you see full households being literally like bedridden because they're getting flu or they've all got colds and they just get over a cold and end up getting another cold. Well, if we look at what happens this time of year, everyone always blames lack of vitamin D. That during the summer, we're outside, we're absorbing all this vitamin D from the sun, and this sun exposure, we're now not getting the vitamin D. That could be one thing going on. But we also have to look at when we look at so many studies of vitamin D, people not supplementing with vitamin D, there is a deficiency even in the summertime. And it's crucial for helping your immune function stay strong, your immune system stay strong, to stop you from getting sick. But we also have to look at the interaction between magnesium and vitamin D, that they work hand in hand, that taking vitamin D and magnesium together helps both of them really absorb and work in at the same time. So there is a deficiency we see in magnesium. It's one of the supplements which pretty much all my clients go on. I have throughout the year. I also had vitamin D throughout the year. I usually double up towards the winter season as well. And we need to first off look at supplementing with them, because the soil is in most places is pretty much deficient, depending on the farming techniques. It's pretty much deficient of magnesium. And we also know that magnesium is going to impact our liver and kidney functions. And it's vital to have good liver and kidney functions to get good use of vitamin D. Now, what else happens at this time of year? Our lifestyle changes. You could be a busy parent, you're stressed out for Christmas, and that's causing excess stress. And we see that. But we see so many more Christmas parties happening. We see so many more social events happening. All these things where we may take in more alcohol, which is then going to impact our liver function, going to impact our kidney function with potential dehydration and so forth. We look at our blood having to filtrate through the kidneys. So there's going to be an impact there, which is then going to cause more issues with deficiencies in magnesium and absorption of vitamin D. So how much alcohol are you taking in at the same time of year? And this is not to point the finger or anything like that. I just want to show what is going on at this time of year, so you can then have a potential choice and make a actual decision as to where do you want to fight your battles? Do I want to get sick? Do I not want to get sick? Where do I want to go? How much sugar are you then taking in? When we go to these Christmas parties or these social gatherings, we're then having alcohol. You might have sugary alcohol drinks. I remember when you still get hooch? Is hooch still a thing? Or like WKDs. I remember that, getting WKDs. They were like £1 each, and you used to have like 3 in each hand before 11 o'clock, and then you couldn't drink them. I digress. But are you taking in just alcohol? Are you taking in loads of sugar with that? Are you then taking in loads of sugary foods? At the same time, you're having 1, 2, 3 nights out a week, and you're sacrificing sleep. So we're putting more stress on our system through alcohol detoxification being needed to be done. That was really bad English. Alcohol getting into our system and more detoxification needed to get that out of our system. More problems with sugar, that we're getting ups and downs with sugar intake, and we're having poor blood glucose management, which those two in themselves will impact our sleep, getting less quality restorative levels of sleep and waking up more during the night because of the sugar issues. So then you go into the toilet more and so forth. But not only that, we're then getting to sleep later and still trying to wake up at the same time. So we're sacrificing sleep. These are 3 big things that are going to impact your immune function, on top of not getting as much vitamin D, not being able to absorb it as effectively because we're deficient in magnesium. Then we add another thing into the mix. And I'm going to hold my hand up here and say I am guilty of these things over the years as well. I don't want to just point the finger and say I've not done these in the past. But when I've become more aware of them, that I've been able to pick my battles as to what events do I actually want to go to. Who are the people I want to spend this time with? If I'm going to get sick, that I want to have a good night and spend it with people that I love spending time with. Now, we then pick up our energy that next day with having extra caffeine. So we borrow energy from tomorrow to fuel today, and then go out in the evening to exhaust more energy as a result. Now, one thing I've noticed over the last few years is things like advent calendars. I have an advent calendar. My wife has an advent calendar. My dogs have advent calendars. And after 3 days, 4 days, 5, well, it's 9 days now, but after so many days, they seem to know already that their advent calendar's on the fireplace and they get it every day. It's when you get into after Christmas and they're still looking at the fireplace, begging you to get a treat. But it's not just chocolates and things in advent calendars now. You also get things like scented candles and beers and gins and all these sorts of things. People have got creative. Marketing has got creative. But how many more toxins are in those advent calendars? So again, we're adding more toxins. I'm sounding like a proper Scrooge here. Then we have our advent candles that are full of more toxins that we're burning every night whilst keeping the windows shut, so we're getting less airflow and less toxins getting out of the actual house. So people get sick this time of year because we are burning the candle at both ends. This is not even going into whether people have had certain things put into their system over the last few years or anything like that, but people get sick this time of the year, and it is common. It is not normal. Absolutely not normal. And we've also got that added societal norm that it's common and that we expect to get sick. So we end up getting sick. Those thoughts become things. I've been sick this time of the year because I had a weekend of eating rubbish. And I don't usually eat too much rubbish. And it wasn't good. I felt horrible. My immune system bounced back quite quickly. But we also have to recognize that supplements cannot fix it all. I had someone say to me that I'm taking all these vitamins. Why am I still getting sick? Supplements are there to supplement a good lifestyle. They're not the magic pill to fix everything. They're there to fix deficiencies. They're there to help support you. But if we are eating loads of junk, eating loads of rubbish, having loads of alcohol, not getting enough sleep, these supplements they're going to be holding on for dear life. It's like we've just got on the edge of the cliff and we're just holding on, waiting for someone to grab us. Supplements can't fix it all. Well, what can we actually do? Well, the right personalized protocol is going to help you. I do nutrient deficiency tests with a lot of clients, and we get to see what nutrients are actually deficient in their body, what vitamins they need, how much magnesium they need, how is their gut status, all these sorts of things. Not always available to every single person, but nutrient deficiency tests are very, very powerful. And finding the right supplements that you need throughout the year, based on the feedback your body gives you, is super, super powerful. And it's not just that, like, how can we improve our nutrition? I work with individual nutrition protocols with clients to make sure they're able to get the right nutrition in there based on the right foods that they need, based on the right amount of protein and fiber and carbohydrates and fats, all these things. So find a protocol that works for you and realize that this time of year, there are going to be nights out. There are going to be times where you have later nights where you're not able to get to sleep at the same routine and all these sorts of things. But the days you're not doing those things, just try your best. In fact, try your best throughout. But the days you're not doing those things, recognize that you can still have good nutrition on those days. You can still get hydrated. You can still move a bit. Try and keep to some level of routine. Pick your battles. If you're someone that is going out with a lot of people, I used to work in the corporate world and wasted. I then realized I didn't like being around those people, so I would be able to leave. I drove there. They were all cool with it. Couldn't even remember that I'd left. And so pick your battles. If you're drinking because of the people you're around, are they the right people to be around? And the biggest thing, I've had this conversation with 3 clients in the last week, is that change your goals around this time of year so we're not being as harsh on ourselves. And what we mean by that is that if your goal, maybe it's weight loss, maybe it's to really improve your sleep. Maybe it's a strength goal, whatever it is, a health goal, or these sorts of things. Just because you can't get to the gym 5 times a week or 4 times a week or whatever it is, change your goals to I'm going to stabilize things. I'm going to maintain around this time of year. If I get ahead, great. But my goal is to love myself and get just some kind of stability. Put myself first where I can, because this season is just massively stressful for so many people. Whether it's because of your family, whether it's because of lack of family, whatever it is, that have your goals of being able to love yourself and being able to give yourself a bit more space, a bit more leeway. And then know that if my goal, say your goal is weight loss, it's just you can't eat healthy throughout the whole of the time, and you end up like, oh, I'm not going to eat healthy at all. So you then have come to January and you've got 20 more pounds to take off. But actually, if you have your goal of maintaining, maybe you don't maintain, but you only have like 2-3 pounds extra to lose. Just look at balancing it. And if you need support with this, simply drop me a message. We're on a health strategy session and we can get you ready to start for after Christmas. Drop me a message. We'll get chatting